Hey guys, welcome to Farm Charm Chic. I'm Emily and I am so excited you are here with me today because I am doing my most favorite thing of all, which is Farmhouse Christmas. I have some awesome DIYs to share with you, and I also made the most fantastic projects using my brand new Cricut Explorer 3. I would like to thank Cricut for sponsoring this video, and if you have not had a chance to subscribe, I would love if you would consider doing so and give this video a thumbs up if you like what you see. But let's get started. I've had this little nativity ornament for a little while, and I really felt like if I was to put it on my tree, it might kind of get lost in there, and I really did want to showcase it since we do like to have a lot of decor that does remind us of the true meaning of Christmas and the nativity, and I just love it. It's this little like wrought iron. It's really flat. It's just very simple. Very rustic. So I'm just cutting off the little hanger from it with some wire cutters here, and then I will just sand that down so it's not sharp at all. And I just used some elephant chalk paint and some silver lining and just kind of stained these little paint sticks that I got at Lowe's. And you can see how cute that looks. And I'm just doing that to kind of measure for where I want to cut the paint sticks down to, so that way I'll have a background. Now you can do whatever you would like with an ornament like this for a background. This is just to give you some inspiration or some ideas here, but I'll just cut these down. You can cut them down however you would. If you have some miter shears or something like that, that would probably work as well. But you can see that I love the shape of that, how it fits. So I just glue the ends I cut off on the back with some wood glue and hot glue, and that's what's going to hold all of this together. Now I want to brighten it up a little bit, so I'm just using some plaster chalk paint and just doing a very heavy dry brush on here. So that way that kind of rustic metal, it's like a rustish brown color, it's not quite black, will really pop against this, and it's just going to look like really weathered wood there. And I kind of decide that it needs a little something extra, so I stain a few more pieces of my painter sticks, and I'm going to cut them. I'm going to make a little roof line, like a barn roof line on this. So on the ones that I'm going to put on my roof, I do stain a little bit darker, and then you can see those ones I cut at an angle. I'm kind of making a little roof line there and just gluing those with some other little pieces. So there we go. Looks kind of like a little barn or a little house. And then I'm just gluing these together for the roof. Now you could easily use one of the little houses that you find at Dollar Tree or whatever you can find, but I thought this was super fun, super cute, and I think it's just gonna look really cute when it's done. So I glue the roof on here, and then I do a little dry brushing on that, and just use some gel super glue to glue this nativity on. Now it looks absolutely beautiful the way that it is here. I just love how simplistic this looks. But you know me, I have to kind of extra everything. So I have some barn wood from a barn that we tore down a little while ago. So I just take a couple of pieces of that. This would be completely optional. You could find anything else that you would like to do with this to add a different background to it. But I really liked the idea of using something that was special to us, like our barn that we tore down and the barn wood from that, and how simple of the nativity with the stable and the wood. I just thought it all went really well, and the special meaning that it had for my family. But this is really all there is to this. It's very simple, but I think it is so beautiful and so elegant, and what a wonderful reminder of the true meaning of Christmas. I found this cute little teal barn star. It's kind of got that tin and then a wood frame. I found it at a yard sale, and it was a really cute color, and I actually had anticipated maybe using it the color that it was. However, as it sat and stared at me from my stash over the last few months, I kind of thought I would save it for a project for Christmas, and I am so happy with how this turns out, and it will definitely get used from year to year for Christmas. But I'm just using some crimson chalk paint to cover it completely in Waverly's chalk paint, and then this metallic paint right here. Since this is tin and it did have that turquoise underneath, I didn't want to sand it to expose the tin because I was afraid the turquoise would show through. So I am just taking this, and on the high points of that tin, I'm just kind of distressing it to look like it's kind of weathered and worn. Now I am taking two picks that I have that you can use, just evergreen picks that you have in your stash from Dollar Tree, the craft store, anywhere, and I will wrap these two together to make them look like a wreath. And then once I flip them over, I will just use some floral wire and just kind of wire some of the stems together to the back. You could also use zip ties would work. I had several people mention that to me when making one of my wreaths, and I have used that hack and it is definitely wonderful. But you'll just go around and give this just that circular wreath shape, and anywhere you feel that you need to connect it together, you'll just do that. And after I've kind of fluffed it up and everything, I have this cute little ornament. Now, I don't remember if this came from Dollar Tree or Dollar General, but it came from one of the places. It just says believe in some really sparkly writing, and I just loved it. So we're going to use that with our wreath. So I just used some hot glue and I pressed down these evergreen, I guess they're picks, but now it's a wreath, so I guess I could technically call it a wreath. But I'll just glue some hot glue onto the back of this, plenty, so it makes sure that it connects really well, and then I'll just press that down and hold that into place there. I just love that with the Christmas star and the word believe. I just think that that believe pops so cute on there, and you could embellish this any way you want with any types of ribbon or anything. In my house we do use both the black and white and red and black buffalo plaid, so the bow that was on there actually was really cute, and so I just left it, but you could obviously change it to do whatever you would like, or use a different ornament that you might have. There's tons of ornaments out there that are so cute that would look so fantastic on something like this. And I feel like a lot of us probably have one or two of these little stars kicking around that we've used because they were so popular for such a long time. And I feel like they're still really relevant, especially in your Christmas decor. But I'm just taking a little package of these little berries from Dollar Tree, and I'm just sticking them in all the way around with a little bit of hot glue so they stay. And I just go around the whole thing doing that, just kind of to what looks pleasing to my eye. I think this is going to look so cute, either propped up somewhere like on a shelf or something. It even has a little hanger on the back, or if yours doesn't have a hanger, you could affix one to the back and hang it somewhere. It is so cute. It would be cute on a front door. I absolutely love how this one turned out. What do you guys think of this? Do you guys like these stars? This is a darling everyday farmhouse project that can easily be converted into Christmas. In Cricut's design space, I'm just finding a cute little farmhouse chicken that I am going to use, and then I'm also going to search up circles and find just a plain dot, and I'm going to copy this maybe 50 times. I don't know, I copy it a lot and I size it down really small to be like little dots, and then I am just going to cut these out with my Cricut. I'm just taking this little farmhouse picture. If you have one lying around, I know they sell them at IKEA for really inexpensive, or the thrift store, but we're just going to jazz it up a little bit. So I'm just going to weed out these little dots, and then I'm also going to weed out this cute little chicken. Now this chicken had all these teeny little spots on it, not spots, but they're like, look like feathers. But it took a little bit of time to do this, but it ends up looking so cute. So you just go through and just take your time. I mean, I was just listening to a book while I was doing all of these Cricut projects, and so it was so therapeutic to weed this out. It's actually very satisfying to do this. So I get that all weeded out, and then I am just going to run this little stripe of dots all around my picture, just kind of like it's a little dotted line, really. So you can kind of just watch what I'm doing here. And I do take my time with this and make sure that I am just going to get it as straight as I can on here. So since it's curved, it does take just a little bit of extra time, but it is very well worth it. Now we're just going to choose which side of our picture we want this cute little chicken to be on. And once I have decided that, I do have to place it up a little bit to get it to be stable. So you'll see I'll turn it back over once I do get this stuck on here. But I just carefully place that where I want. And then I'm just going to use my scraping tool and just scrape this on with that transfer paper. And then I will be able to peel that back. Now this just kind of adds a little bit of extra to a cute little picture, and it's just so cute and so everyday, and we're just going to make this Christmas by florals that we're going to put in it. So this is definitely a project that you can use and keep out all year long, and just change the floral or ribbon on it seasonally. So look at how cute that looks. I just love that little chicken. And I just have this little floral pick that I absolutely love, but just use what you have in your stash. Find some from Dollar Tree, whatever works best for you. Maybe you even have some live flowers that you would want to put in this. Whatever works best in your situation, go ahead and do that. Once I get all my florals kind of arranged in there, I do take this darling little plaid ribbon. I think this is so farmhouse, and it does to me look very Christmassy. I think mostly because I don't typically decorate with red in my house. So when I do have a lot of red with the evergreen and everything, it does put off that very Christmassy vibe. So I'm just going to tie this on, and I do just tie like a typical shoestring bow on here. You can do whatever type of bow you would like or embellish it any way you would like to with the different holidays, lots of fun, different things that you could do. But I just tied, like I say, just a typical bow on there. I'm not the biggest bow maker, bestest bow maker. So I feel like this is very simple, and I feel like that simple look does tie in really well with farmhouse. Plus there's a lot going on with the decal and the florals, so I feel like the simpler bow does work well. So I do just take it and cut some dovetail ends, and you just fold the ribbon in half like that and cut at an angle, and you just want to make sure that you're cutting at the right angle there. And then I'm just going to play around with the little tails on the bow and make sure that it is exactly how I want it. So, and that will be it for this, but I just think this turns out so cute. Here is a look at this all together. I love this. It is so farmhouse and it is so cute. And you can easily see how this would be for every day, and you can just kind of change it up for all of the different seasons. This sign is so farmhouse and so cute. I just love it. It reminds me of being out in the country. So using my Cricut Access in Cricut Design Space, I just find this darling graphic. This is horse-drawn sleigh rides, and I thought it was so cute. So I'm just going to size it to the dimensions of my sign, and then I'm just going to cut this out using my Cricut Explore 3. And it does such a quick job, and it does such a precise job. You can kind of see how it feeds it out the back as it's cutting that design. Now comes the super satisfying part of weeding your design, and so you're just going to peel away all of the negative space to your design and reveal all of your words and your cute pictures. And then you'll just use your little weeding tool there to get inside of any letters or any spots that you need to get into. And then I'm just going to use some transfer tape to put over the top of this. This is what picks your design up from the backing, and then you'll just peel that up, and then you'll be able to move it over to your sign surface. I like to use a ruler just to make sure that I have it as centered as possible, and so I just go through making sure that all of my sides are equal, and that way I can make sure that it is centered. And then you'll just scrape that design on, and then you'll just peel off your transfer tape, and then your design will be stuck down. And now I'm going to do the second part of the sign in the red. This one I had a little bit of trouble with the design coming up with the transfer tape, so I just turned it over and scraped from the back, and then decided to peel from the back. And so sometimes that's a handy little trick if you're having a little bit of difficulty with it, to turn it over and try that. You can see how much easier that was. So then I am just going to eyeball this and get it in as best I can, as straight as I can, and then just peel back that transfer tape after you have scraped it on. I did want to go in and seal this on my sign with some Mod Podge, only because the surface of the sign had a little bit of a texture to it, and you could see there one of my arrows was kind of coming up a little bit, and so I just wanted to use the Mod Podge to make sure that everything was stuck down. And look at how cute this looks. I love it. It just reminds me of being in the country. What do you guys think of this design? Don't forget that I'm on Instagram also. I love to meet new Insta friends, so I would love for you to come over and say hi, check out my page, and see all the latest projects that I'm working on. I'll be sure and leave a link down in my description box so you can easily find me. I found these really cute little tea towels in the embroidery section at my local craft store. And my mom was with me when we saw them, and she thought they would be absolutely darling for her kitchen for Christmas. And so I thought it would be the perfect project to test out my Cricut Easy Press with. So I am going to just take these towels. You can see here they have a little design area where you would do embroidery. In this case, we're going to do the heat vinyl transfer or iron on vinyl, and do some cute little Christmas sayings or winter sayings in those little areas. In Cricut Design Space, I just find a couple of sayings. I find Let It Snow, Winter Wonderland, and then these three little snowflakes that I put together. And I'm just going to size them to the direct size that I need to fit right in that little space provided. And you always want to remember that when you're working with iron on, you want to hit that mirror image so that way it cuts it backwards, because you're going to be laying it face down when you use your easy press to iron that on. So you want to put your heat vinyl transfer in, I'm trying to show you here, with the shiny side down. So that is the side that you want down facing your the bottom of your machine, and so that way your blade will be cutting the matte side on the top. My new Cricut Explorer 3 is absolutely fantastic. It cuts so much faster, like 2 times faster than my old Cricut. Plus it cuts like over 100 plus materials. It is so versatile. And of course, you guys know, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, that I struggle with freehanding things, and I really do sometimes just want to do a quick project where I just make a really cute sign and just want to be able to cut it out using my Cricut and then just put the vinyl on the sign or use a stencil on the sign and just have it be good to go. And this definitely gives me that flexibility. All right, now that we have that cut out, since there's 3 different towels, I am just cutting the 3 different designs down so they're a little bit more manageable to work with. And then this is just this traditional weeding process that you've done here if you've ever used a Cricut. If you haven't, when you take that negative space out, they call that weeding. So you just go through and take all that negative area out. Now with my Cricut Easy Press, you do just want to press it down on your material for a few seconds to begin with to take out any moisture that might be in there, kind of heat up your fabric. And then you're going to just, according to the guidelines of the fabric that you're using, set your easy press for the different settings that you need. And then always remember to flip it over onto the back side and do it for about 15 to 20 seconds on the back side. All that's going to do is just seal your vinyl from both sides, so that way when you wash it, it will definitely be there permanently. So I'm just going to do this on all 3 towels with all 3 different designs. These would make such wonderful gifts for someone. I mean, I know my mom picked them out herself, but I mean, even just to buy a pack of 3 and separate them and give them out to some neighbors with some homemade jam or bread, or even just by themselves, they are wonderful. But look at how cute these designs look. They look so professional, so high-end. I absolutely love how these turned out, and my mom's probably seeing them for the first time here. So Mom, I hope you like these, but what do you guys think of these? I have this darling little sign blank from Hobby Lobby. It was about $6.50 when it was half off, and it was absolutely, I just thought it was darling. And with all of those half beads and all of the work that it would take in to recreate that, I thought it was a very good value. So I found this little I'm Dreaming of a Farmhouse Christmas design in Cricut Design Space. So I just type in the dimensions of my sign and get it sized so it will fit. And then I'm just going to let my Cricut do its thing and cut this design out. And it's so easy. It will tell you once it's done cutting like the black letters, when it's time to put your red in, when it's time to put your green. It does all of that guesswork for you, so you know exactly what you're doing and when. I will go ahead and leave a link down in my description box for Cricut so you can go get some more information and look at all of the fantastic machines that they have and see which one would be best for your needs. I cannot freehand anything, and you guys know that I am no stranger to saying that, and so I absolutely love the opportunities that this gives me, and it's just been literally such a game changer for me. So I absolutely just love it. So you can see that I just cut that little piece off to make it a little bit more manageable, and then I'm just going to weed out all of these little letters and their little spots that need to be opened up. Weeding is really something almost therapeutic. It is so relaxing. I absolutely love it. If you guys are familiar with weeding, I would like to know your thoughts on it. If you also find it relaxing, or some people I found say they find it kind of tedious. I guess it would just depend on the project that you're doing. But for these simple projects I'm doing today, it was so nice, and you can just see how satisfying it is to see all of these words and designs just come together so quickly. All right, this is my something a little extra that I'm adding to this sign. I thought it would be so fun to take it and give it a nice three-dimensional kind of look. So I have these little wooden sticker trees from Dollar Tree. They came in like a pack with a bunch of different designs, and I thought they would be so cute for this. So I'm just taking some green chalk paint and a little bit of brown, the truffle color, and I'm just taking it and doing the stems obviously in the brown, and then do a couple coats of the green on the evergreen branches just to make sure all of the wood is covered. Hopefully you guys think these will look so cute on this sign. Now I'm going to take my words and we're just going to put them with the transfer tape onto the sign blank, and I'm just going to use my scraping tool and peel back that transfer tape, and now I'm going to add this cute red lettering for Farmhouse. And you can kind of see how I have to take the back of this and I have to kind of bend it to pry back to get that off of there. And I mean, it doesn't take a lot, but sometimes that's just a little trick to know. And then I'll just put this on, and I feel like this is just starting to come together, and I had to make sure to leave enough room at the top for these little trees. Now this part wouldn't really be necessary. I don't feel like it shows up quite a lot, but I thought I would just kind of do a little dry brush on these trees to make them look like they had a little bit of snow, but from far away you can't really see it. So that's totally optional, just an idea, but I do stagger them when I glue them on here, and I'm just using hot glue just on their little sticky part there that they're supposed to be stuck with, and glue those right on. Guys, what do you think of this? I just think this is so cute. This is one of my most favorite signs ever. So I am just taking that dry brush that I used on the trees and I'm going over the letters, and it is just making it look like that is stenciled on there, like it's part of the wood, part of the sign, like it has that same grain in there. And so you can kind of see up close how that looks. So that is a wonderful little hack to try. I hope you guys love this sign as much as I do, but I just think it turned out darling, and I love those little three-dimensional trees. I think they just add something a little extra to it. I just think it is so cute. I would love for you to let me know down in the comments which of these projects from today's video was your most favorite. I don't know if I could choose one. They all hold just a special place in my heart. I do love this nativity with the barnwood, but I also love this cute little dreaming of a farmhouse Christmas, because that really sums my family up all together. I would also like to again thank Cricut for sponsoring this video. Remember to check the link in my description box out to get all of the information on a Cricut and owning your own and making some beautiful projects like these. Thank you so much for watching today, and remember to be safe, be smart, be nice, be happy. Choose to have a good day because you are amazing. Thanks guys, we'll see you next time. Happy holidays. If you enjoyed the video that you just saw, here's another one that you might enjoy. And as always, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching and have an amazing day.